I'm just trying to.
What's up? We are live.
Baby girl. Oh, I don't have it anymore.
Damn. No thanks.
Damn. What's up, boys? Everybody survived the fight in San Antonio?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
buddy.
Yeah. I like how, none of us, responded to anything Monday.
We just kept working.
I think, I think Diego said something about, hey, guys, we could do the podcast later this week or whatever.
Nothing.
None of us responded. We're like, no thanks.
Yeah, let me get back to you on that, guys.
Yeah.
Here we are Wednesday doing it.
Of course. You know we're going to come through.
like
You know
that.
we're going to hit it up, unleash some fury.
That's what we're here for, man.
Where to start? I mean, do we talk about how we closed out the show? We talk about all the bangers from the show. We talk about
I mean, I think we definitely deserve to talk about
how ratchet San Antonio is.
All
Mike
right.
Torres kind of said that the week before on last week's podcast.
Sure did.
Hey, listen, San Antonio going to San Antonio. You know, there's nothing you can do about it.
Let me tell you this. They sold some seats out
Yeah,
there.
they did.
They did.
Bro.
Man.
Yeah, they
Below
did.
San Antonio, they always show up.
Them dudes
Yeah,
sold some tickets.
They went a little extra this time.
Yeah. That's
Hey.
probably the biggest event we've done at Cowboys, attendance-wise.
Yeah.
We oversold.
I think it was the biggest event we've done at Cowboys, as well as talent too.
Oh, yeah.
Like the talent that was on this card was absolutely outstanding, and it delivered. You know, it delivered. We didn't have. I mean, we ended up having one swing bout, but man, it was a fun card from start to finish. Just a few quick highlights, dude. Joe Perez.
Yeah.
That's one of the nastiest head kick knockouts I've ever seen.
Spot on, right on the money, bullseye.
Yeah. Shout out to Drew Lopez, was undefeated coming in this fight as well. Tough kid. And you never want to see the aftermath, the head bounce and the whiplash effect when he hits the ground. But that head kick was set up beautifully. Joe Perez, is he 5-1 now?
I think 4-1. Going into a fight now with Michael White.
Yeah, going into a fight. I mean, we're talking title fight now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great title fight right there.
One after that.
Congratulations for Mr. Perez. And then, what about the debut of Damian Anderson?
Come on, man. We knew that was coming, right?
Man, so originally he was set to face one of my guys, and he went up to 55 instead, and he looked good at 55.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big 55er too. He's not a tall guy. He's thick. Like, you dude's thick. He's got some muscle on him.
That's what she
He's a true
said.
45er.
Yeah.
Diego, it's too early. It's too early for that. He ain't in the spa yet.
He definitely need. I think he'd look really phenomenal at 45. But his striking looked crisp. You know, for the limited time that we saw him, his ground and pound was just ferocious.
Yeah, he handled business.
I mean, and he didn't even look for a submission. He didn't. He was going to prove that he was going to throw those hands, and that was super fun to see. I don't know if it was a shocker on the night, but we had Carolina Vieira making her debut. She's 17, right?
Yep.
17 years old, making her debut.
Wow.
A lot of hype coming into this fight with her jiu-jitsu background and who she trains with and where she's at. And Olivia Byerly submitted. If I had told you she was going to submit Vieira in the beginning, I don't think anybody would have believed it.
No, if there would have been betting odds on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Carolina's good. You know, there was a lot of hype going behind her, and I still believe in her.
Sure.
I think she just got stage fright. She didn't get to actually let go. So
Yeah.
we're actually bringing her back. I got her match for March.
You know, and she went up a weight class.
She is a 25.
Yeah,
she took what she could get.
Yeah, she went up a weight class because it was really hard to fight her, to find someone to fight her, and she had to go up against a 2-0 striker in Byerly,
good.
who Byerly's a monster.
She's
like,
good,
I
man.
don't know what her plans are. You know, she's like a VP of LA Fitness.
Yeah,
She wants to fight again in March.
I mean, listen,
Let's match her.
she's one of those ones. She's got the look. She can talk. You know, she got the personality, and clearly the chick can fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like
If
she
she
can
was
scrap.
a 3-0 pro, that'd be the perfect fight for Rain Guerrero.
If she was a 3-0 pro, she'd probably be getting picked up for contenders right now.
Yeah.
Right? They'd probably be like, "Hey, don't even fight right now."
Yeah.
But yeah, she'd be great to see. We had a little pro undercard, but that happened afterwards. But we'll hit him up now. Victor Gonzalez with another first round submission That's I told him last night. I don't know if it's true or not. I made it up. He now holds the record for first round submissions for Fury in a row consecutively.
No.
Who else has done that many in a row?
Somebody.
I don't think so.
Somebody.
I don't think so. That's 3 first round finishes in a row now for Vic Gonzalez in a matchup that we were worried about. Brandon Gutierrez is a big 25er. He's a monster out there, and his striking is crisp. And Vic does what Vic does, manages to pull it out. And then
Literally. Literally.
Yeah. And then a fight that didn't happen. Drake Lopez and Patty Ferguson.
Congrats, Patty Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
Hard fought win.
Patty Ferguson picked up a W with not throwing a punch,
That's funny.
which is rather impressive. I don't know if you guys want to dig into the reason he won that fight right
Hey,
here.
I'm
Yeah,
kind
man,
of
let's
feeling
do it.
out Eric. You know,
Hey, so
I'm on my first Howler, so I'm
I've been
gonna...
at many fights, and fights happen in the crowd.
Yeah.
The emotions go. People are drinking. We had a ton of people there. It was
And people were drinking.
yeah, and like shit happens. I
Yeah,
mean, I've been at at
mean,
least
UFC
4
yeah.
UFC fights that I'm looking across the crowd and I see dudes throwing down in the risers.
Oh, we've been. I mean,
happens, man.
I've had people 2 rows over,
Yeah.
like throwing.
Oh yeah,
down
when
and
we
fighting.
did the Houston one, they were fighting right next to you.
right next to me.
Yeah.
And then we've been out there in other places where we've seen them fighting in the halls and stuff. And look,
Hey,
that was
our
a
boy
powder
Colin
keg.
Colin
Cantrell.
Cantrell undefeated at UFC fights.
It happens, man. I mean, I think
Props to Colin Cantrell.
the way that fight had to end, it sucks for both guys. And now Drake is going to serve an indefinite suspension until I figure out what we got to do to get him off of that. But
Yeah, that was kind of a powder keg waiting to happen. You know, the
I
other
look
kid
at
fought
it-
earlier in the card, and Dad
brother.
tried to get in the cage then, and
Yeah.
we were able to keep him out. But I mean, just looking into his eyes, I was trying to talk to him.
drunk.
Like, hey, man, you're we got great doctors in there taking care of your boy. He'll be up in a second. He'll be out. You're gonna get to see him. But dude, he's like trying to fight to get in the cage,
Yeah,
and you
can't
can see
do
it
that.
in his eyes. It's like, okay, he's already there.
It's hard. It's hard because, look, he was already feeling good at
He was
that
feeling
point of the
very
night.
well.
Getting
You
knocked
see your
out.
son. You see
Yeah.
your son laid out, like not moving at that point.
Yeah.
He's panicking, and I'm sure from then on he probably kept drinking the rest of the night.
well, then you got to
Yeah.
look at yourself too from Drake at that fight. Drake's in the cage and he looks out.
sees
He
Dad.
might see somebody beating his dad's ass.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna let that happen, man. I mean,
No,
he did what probably I would have did or anybody else. I would have left the cage not thinking I'm going to get
Yeah.
suspended. That would have been the last thing on my mind.
Right.
And even if it would have been handled and he just saw that, where was his mind at that point?
part of the problem too, though, was the way he responded to the state.
That's a problem.
Because I was
That's a
standing
problem.
I was standing there next to the commission and listening to the discussion and talking with him as well, trying to figure, hey, what are we going to do right here? And he basically pushed the issue of like, well, DQ me then.
Yeah, he was trying to get the hell out of the cage.
Yeah,
at that point.
and there was no, and he probably doesn't feel it. There was no remorse for jumping out and leaving. There was no like, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It was like, if you didn't like it, screw you.
And I feel like
double words in the air as he left the
he
cage.
came back and said, "Man, I'm sorry. Like
Yeah.
that was my dad. I didn't mean to do anything wrong." They'd probably
They
let the
probably
fight happen.
understood.
Yeah, and and that really wasn't the more fights happened outside, and they were just a bunch of pushing inside. Like they were pushing each other,
Yeah,
chairs
there
falling.
was no. Once they left the arena,
Yeah, once they left the arena, evidently,
then I don't know what happened. I stayed inside.
evidently there were some scraps outside, but
Not surprised, MF.
Yeah.
listen, it happens. Hey, at least there was no chairs thrown this time. So
That happened at when? That was at that venue, like
Yeah.
16.
yeah, 16 or 17,
That was an
something
early
like that.
Fury.
I said you gotta have a fight in the crowd at least once every 5 years. We were due.
We were due.
I
We were
guess
due.
so.
for sure.
We were
Had a nice
due
little
for it.
run of no
Listen,
fights in the crowd.
if you're gonna pack, listen, that's not the first fight to happen at Cowboys.
No.
It won't be the last fight.
sure.
There's a fight right now at Cowboys.
It'll be our last run at
There was one-
Cowboys, but that won't be the
there was
last
one the
fight
night
to happen at
before.
Cowboys.
Yeah, Diego got in a fight the night before. He found out somebody got a massage from the chick
Somebody
that he
had
likes.
his girl.
Yeah, and he was
Somebody
like,
had his girl.
"Listen, man, them little hands are for me only."
Hey, this uncomfortable Diego moment brought to you by OnlyFans. Make sure that you
you go.
tune into our OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/furyfighting for exclusive pictures, content. We got some really cool stuff coming up there we're working on right now. We had a meeting yesterday with OnlyFans. Got some great ideas from
You
them.
want to see some X-rated shit of Diego? Go to OnlyFans.
We got you.
Fury Fighting OnlyFans.
We got you.
No
We got you. You want to see Wayne massaging Diego? Diego,
There you go.
OnlyFans.
That's
OnlyFans.com/Fury Fighting.
All right, D.
Um,
I'm gonna need a lot more Howler for this, D.
But hey, let's get to the main card. We had the debut of Kevin Rosas taking on Nick Whitehead, and Kevin went up. Kevin went up to 55.
He did what Carolina did.
Yeah. He went up a weight class. Listen, sometimes at the amateur and the beginning level of your pro career, it's hard to find matchups where you want them based off what you did or who you are.
Right.
Like, he's hard to match up because of his brother right now.
Yeah.
His brother's this big, successful. I mean, look he's got 350,000 followers. You know, he walked in, had an interview where you could barely understand what he was saying because the crowd was so loud.
He's 18 years old.
And it went everywhere.
Yeah. Viral.
Yeah, it went viral again. So you've got that, and that's his younger brother?
Yeah.
So you're the older brother now.
So he's like 17 too, right?
Trying to
He's 20.
He's 20.
He's 20. I think Raul's 18, and then Jesse's 19.
Yeah.
Okay. 18, 19, 20. Mom and dad were busy.
So
Man.
but
The
Kevin
Latino style.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kevin was in a slugfest with Nick Whitehead. And
he came out firing.
He came out that first round. I thought Kevin won the first round, and then after that, I think you could see the size difference maybe weigh a little bit because Nick was finding his mark, and he definitely had more of effect with his strikes. But we'll get Kevin back soon, and Nick as well. It'll be interesting to see how
Nick
Kevin
looked great in his
rebounds
first one.
at 45. So congratulations to Nick Whitehead, John Giannis, and Thiago Macedo. Listen, this fight started off the way that none of us want, in that it was a quick clinch fest. But after that, I don't know where, somewhere along the lines, Thiago Macedo decided, I'm just going to scrap. And that is not maybe the correct answer against John Giannis.
Yeah.
John Giannis is, when you talk about guys that have dog in them, like he
That's
is
him,
that
man.
dog.
Yes.
He's a guy.
He was just cracking on Thiago. Now, it was a very close fight. Thiago landed some great punches as well, but I definitely think you can see the difference in the striking and who's more comfortable there. I was a little surprised Thiago didn't push the ground more in the second and third, but it could also be that he was just struggling to get John down.
Well, even in the first, he had some good positions, and Giannis did really well.
Yeah.
Defended, got back to his feet.
He had his back at one point,
Yeah.
right? Or twice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, man. And then I watched that fight last night, and if you listen to like Morano's breaking it down, all the transitions on the ground and everything, I was like, man, like we got a solid commentary team. Man.
Yeah. Our commentary team is great, minus that brown guy.
Love
Sijin?
that guy.
Sijin's dad?
Sidgen's dad. Shout out to Raheel and Michael Alexander. But we do have a great team out there with Alex Morano. Next up, we had Tyler Smith and Zach Borrego. The Dragon had to fight through some adversity there. Tyler Smith can scrap.
Yeah.
That dude came out throwing heavy leg kicks. And for a little bit there, it took kind of maybe the first round for Zach to adjust. But he landed some nasty elbows against the cage. And it was a big right elbow that actually set Smith down to get finished there. And so Borrego now moves to 4-1.
Borrego?
Borrego's
4-1
now.
now. Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, Borrego moves up to 4-1 in the 85 division. And man, he's got a big future in front of him. And like the more settled in he gets, we talked about. I didn't think he needed a fight where he could just walk through somebody when he came back. But also, you want a fight that's winnable when you're coming back from such a fight like the Bo Nickel one, where you I don't want to say you got embarrassed, but you're kind of embarrassed on worldwide television. He came out and he had to dig deep against Tyler Smith. Like Tyler Smith was out there landing shots, punches, takedowns, and Borrego had to fight through all that and show that like he's for real.
He's
is
a
for
big
real.
dude, huh?
Dude, he is massive.
Borrego's a big
He's
185.
got some
Yeah.
massive ass legs, dude.
Yeah. But you saw he hit him with that elbow?
Yeah.
And it was lights out almost, like on the feet.
Dude,
And
that
then he
was-
followed up.
I grabbed a beautiful picture from that. That's probably
saw
one of my favorite shots I've taken in the last few years.
See it on
Find that on
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
See it on OnlyFans.com.
See it on OnlyFans, and they'll be pantless.
It will be, and
They
so
will
will
be
I. Hey, also, what do you think about the battle of prospects we had, man? Sam Kilmer
I know, man.
and Cody Steele. Sam Kilmer, people forget he's only 21 years old.
I had a talk with him afterwards, and he's like, man, we just got to really be careful moving forward. He came to us 2-0,
2-0,
and now he's 4-3.
4-3.
Yeah, so he loves fighting for Fury. I talked to his management team, and We just got to figure out what's the next step. He needs a little bit of time off to work on some things.
We like having him here. He definitely needs to,
because he'll fight anybody.
He needs to stay at 55, and he needs to not fight everybody. Yeah. Like he needs to not say yes every time. And his management team too needs to they all be on the same page of, hey, just because Sam says yes doesn't mean we're going to do it. Right. Sam will say yes to anybody we send out there. But we told him next week once you fight Zach Borrego, he would be like, got it.
Let's go.
Got it. No problem. Like that kid is not scared of anybody.
Yeah, he tried to tell me that he wants 170 only.
No,
said,
man.
No, man.
No.
We're not doing that.
No.
Throw him in there with Anthony Ivy.
And, Sam went in there with a skill set. He's a very good grappler, but he was also going against an elite grappler. Cody Steele is maybe the best 155 prospect in the nation with a gas tank that doesn't stop. He has power in his hands to end the fight at any moment. Oh, and by the way, he's a high-level black belt who can wrestle his nuts off. That's a problem.
That helps.
Yeah, and he's got a big-ass neck that you can't choke.
You can't choke it.
Yeah, Kilmer found that out.
And he's not scared. Like there's some guys in there.
That's a lot of scary shit.
Yeah, I mean, but when you think about it, we've all seen guys who have all this talent, but they just can't put it together in the cage. And there's something about being in the cage versus being in the training room. In the training room, you'll get in wars, man, with your buddies. Yeah. But usually you've got bigger gloves on. Even if you're little gloves, it's not as much. You get in the cage, and it's go time. It's real, And Cody owns those moments. Like, I'm more and more impressed as we watch him. He's only 3-0 now. 3-0. He's had 5 total fights in his entire fighting career. But he is a complete package.
He went to the decision, twice now?
He went to a decision against Jesse Gingler. That was his first pro fight. And he went to a decision. Who was his other decision?
He just went to a decision with Sam.
With Kilmer, yeah.
So who was his other pro fight that he had?
I don't know.
Oh, he finished Breakenden.
Yes,
Freeman.
Breakenden Freeman, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breakenden was a 45er technically.
Right. So, big future for both these guys. Clearly, Cody Steele kind of in the driver's seat with his own destiny right now at 3-0. He's got a shot at Contenders next year. I think if one, maybe 2 fights.
Me and Jason talked yesterday, and he thinks that 5-0 is the magic number.
Okay.
You're gonna have to be upset.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thanks, Diego.
Hey,
Wow,
it wouldn't be
Diego.
unless
Hey,
the Fury.
did I
If
hear some
Diego
moaning?
didn't,
Did I just hear some moaning?
have a
No,
moment
Was that
with
the
his phone.
Brazzers theme that just
No.
played across the front?
I'm trying to get some social media stuff here.
I feel like I just heard some moaning.
That's what he goes with every time we bust him.
I know.
Oh, I was just trying to promote the podcast.
All I see is like a little white and orange box and something that says hub, and I'm trying
That was a voicemail, and all it said was, "What oil you want, honey?
Love you long time.
what oil you like today, honey?
What oil, honey? Whipped cream? Whipped cream oil?
No need towel. It's okay." Up next, man, we had Austin Jones taking on Anthony Ivy, and damn, Anthony Ivy looked good in his hometown.
Yeah, man, he always does, man. I don't know what it is about San Antonio that brings out the best in that guy. But
Yeah.
I love watching Anthony Ivy
Big
fight.
fan,
Him
big
and his
fan.
brother, both,
Ivy's
man, they're
savage,
beasts. It's good to see Anthony get back on the winning track. He kinda had an unfortunate run there, man. Was it 4 or 5
I think it was
losses
5 in a row, including the UFC fights.
I mean, not at all indicative of his talent, man. Former Fury FC welterweight champ. It was good to see him get back on the right side of things.
Then we had Josh Walker and Eddie Frere in our main event.
Friday.
Friday.
Listen, man, I can never
For
say
the
it.
white
I've tried.
people. Calling him Friday on the commentary.
What a great scrap!
Yeah, man.
And
He
Eddie
lived up to the hype.
Hey, look, Eddie came out hot, was landing that big right hand. Walker showed the ability to fight through adversity in a way that he hasn't done before in the cage for us.
That flying knee that he throws is so explosive. I mean, it happens out of nowhere, and if you get caught with it, I mean, it's lights out. I was expecting Eddie Frere to finish in the first round.
He clipped him.
Go that way.
Did you see him clip him at the end of the first?
Yeah.
Yes,
Bro,
and it
he
almost
didn't
went that way,
capitalize.
But
Yeah.
Josh Snow Walker, man, he's so fucking resilient, and he's got so much power in that knee, and it's explosive. Just comes out of nowhere, and boom, just like that, man.
We were just talking about it. When Walker was an amateur, when he fought for us in Lake Charles, I think he threw 9 flying knees in a fight. He just kept trying to land this flying knee. Yeah. And then there's been a few other times Diego just doesn't know how to silence his phone.
Come on, Diego.
Diego, do you know how phones work?
There you go. Now you're good.
Now that song, you heard that song. You can't say, that was like, Asian,
Why is that?
some kind of
Was that
Asian
her?
something or another.
Why does that
Is
say?
that her ringtone?
Why
her?
does the name say my little egg roll?
What is that her?
What is? Damn,
Hey, listen,
Diego.
you got some extra sheath panties?
I
You can
guess
take to her?
I got you hooked up, homie.
We're gonna
Don't worry.
we're gonna hook your massage girl up with some sheath. What do you think?
I guess.
Just make sure you get the pictures and send
No
them
comments.
to
Pleading the
Robert.
fifth. Pleading the fifth.
Come on, Diego.
So he's been throwing those flying knees for a while. What I saw different in this fight at 25, and for those who don't know, Walker was never a big 35er. Like he just didn't like to cut weight.
Right.
And he made the decision. They got down to 25. His cardio stayed there, and he didn't wrestle this time. Normally, a Walker fight, when he gets in trouble, he wrestles the guy to the ground and just kind of dominates him there. Nothing really happening. But this fight, that's not what he did. He did exactly what you need to do at this level. Now you have to finish, guys. And he didn't try to wrestle. He composed himself on his feet, and he set up that flying knee perfectly. There was no hint of that flying knee throughout the entire fight. There were level changes where he was selling the takedown.
Yeah.
And if you go back and watch the knee, he kind of looks down like he's going to sell it again, and here launches that knee, and it was picture perfect.
Yeah, man.
And then the
Right on money.
finishing sequence was just violence.
Yeah,
Was
that
just-
was right there in front of us at the table.
Yeah.
It looked sick, man. Jake Montalvo could have stopped that one, 10 seconds before he did, and it would have been
experienced rep.
justified. But yeah, but Eddie was still regaining his feet. So Walker did a great job of finishing the job.
That victory launches Walker right at to the top of the 125 division with us. He's at 7-1 now.
Yep.
7-1. To be honest, he's at a situation similar to a Josh Van. Josh Van does not have to fight again, and next year he will either go to Contender or he'll get picked up. One of those two, like next year, this year, one of those two.
I have the
Walker-
same issue. It's now next year.
Yeah, Walker in a very similar situation at 7-1 could probably just hang out and wait and go to Contender Series. Yeah. But how long do you want to wait?
Same thing with Van, right?
Same thing
What
with
you're
Van.
saying,
Yeah. Same thing with Van. Same thing, honestly, with a guy like Trujillo who's fighting. Anthony Canzano is a little older, I think, though, but he's right there as well. Yeah.
Smotherman if he wins this weekend.
Smotherman if he wins this
Maybe
weekend.
Peter if he wins this weekend too.
There's a lot of guys who are right there that if you win in January, because Contender records in August.
Yes, starts in August.
Do you try to get one more fight into where you stay like you feel busy and you keep going?
Stay fresh.
Yeah, it depends on the fighter. Because
If it was me, I think doing your last fight in like April would feel the best, because then you got May, you get back in camp in June, and you're fighting 8 weeks, 6 weeks later.
I think late March, early April,
Big
where
layoff from January to August.
even if
Yeah,
you
for
have,
sure. For sure.
even if you have, I always worry about injury. Like we had a guy the other night who won, who was going to come fight for us, but he broke his hand in the first round. So what do we do now? Like he can't now take his fight.
Yeah.
So you want to be far enough away that hey, if you got an injury, you can heal it up before you go to Contenders. But also, you're going to have to fight again. I think we talked about the winner Trujillo and Canzano would look to face Josh Van for the title if Josh Van's still around. So I think Walker would probably need one more fight at 25. And I tell you, the fight that I want to see is him and Nick Piccinini.
Ooh.
Yeah, me too.
Nick Piccinini is the only guy who maybe can out-wrestle Walker. Walker is a phenomenal wrestler, a phenomenal grappler.
But at the end of the day, if he out wrestles Walker and he doesn't do nothing with it, it's gonna make it a boring fight.
I don't think so. Piccinini hasn't been in a boring fight. He finishes everybody in the first round. I don't think he can finish Walker on. Like Walker is a very good grappler. Like he's. I don't necessarily think he could submit Walker. I do think Walker has enough wrestling to keep it on the feet.
Right. Or to get taken down and get back up.
Yeah. Right.
And not get finished. It's a very interesting fight. I'd love to see that. Copley, you hear that?
Yeah.
Copley.
Copley.
Jeremy.
Mahon.
Josh Walker.
So this was brought up right before the fights, and I kind of want to get everyone's opinion of up until this fight, Eddie Fryer, and I think he still is. We talked about who are the top 5 hardest hitting 125ers on our roster.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
Oh yeah.
I
Right
think
at the top of the list.
Yeah, I think you've got to put I would still put him at number 1. I think number 2, I would probably still go Jacob Silva. Jacob Silva cracks.
Hard to argue with that.
Now, we haven't had Edgar Chairez yet, but once he fights on 317, he automatically is in that list.
He's probably going to be number 1.
He's probably right there on that list. But do you put a guy like Walker there now who's throwing a flying knee and cracking
I'd have
open?
to see another fight.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, who else has he finished like that besides in his Amis? As a pro, if you look at him as a pro, I know he was at 35.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, he's fought some tough guys, but who hasn't? Everybody on our roster is fighting tough guys. I don't think he had really finished anyone up until that point. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna find out right now. Who else would you guys put into that category of hard hitting 25ers?
Yeah, Van belongs somewhere near there. I think he's got that knockout power.
Yeah, so that is the first decision. That's the first win for Walker that wasn't a decision.
That's gonna hurt him.
That's
going to hurt him for Contenders, because I'll tell you what, I've talked to Mick, and one of the first things he looks at is how many finishes does the guy have.
Yeah.
And when he sees decision, he says, nah, he needs more finishes.
No thanks.
Yeah, he says, no thanks.
Well, if he can get another one,
I would think that Walker needs 2 more wins in both finishes before he gets a call to Contender Series. That's my experience of the conversations.
So I don't necessarily have, this is going to sound, I'm not being mean, I don't have Josh Van as one of the hardest hitting 25ers.
That's fair.
I think he's the most complete 25er for a guy who shouldn't be.
Well, it's hard to finish guys when nobody wants to stand in front of you.
Exactly. But he's also, he's pulled off a standing rear naked choke, a calf slicer.
Yep.
The rest of his fights are TKOs and ground and pounds where he just mauls you on the ground.
Okay, so how many decisions does Van have?
Van doesn't have any decisions.
Okay, and what's his record?
He's 7-1.
So him and Josh Walker have the exact same record. Van has all finishes.
Yeah.
Let's match them up. Let's ruin one of
them. Van has the higher chance of getting called. He would get called first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you put 2 Houston guys out there, and Mick has to say, man, I can only take one. They got the same record. He's going to have to go with Van.
It's the same thing when you add Paris Moran to that mix.
Same thing. Paris has a lot of decisions.
A lot of decisions.
Same thing.
He's got one highlight knee knockout, very similar to Walker.
So they need to fight.
That's not a bad idea.
All these matchups are so intriguing, man.
You know the fight I'd like to see at this point? I'd like to see Cleveland McLean and Josh Walker.
That'd be fun.
Man, that'd be a good scrap.
It makes sense.
And I think if Josh Walker can get another finish and he finishes McLean, then he's really has a hard case for Contender Series. Because now it shows, okay, well, I had all these decisions, but I was at 35. I was outside my weight class.
Right.
Yeah.
Now he's a 25er, had his first fight at 25 with us, and he finished. You put him in another fight at 25 and he finishes, then all those decisions were at a weight class he shouldn't have been in. And he still won.
Side note, dear Tapology, please fix your rankings. The number 1 flyweight in Texas is not Cleveland McLean.
They got number 2, Shelton.
You got the champ at number 3.
Well, I mean, they're all ours.
Just because they're all ours. The top 10 are all ours.
More than 10.
Gets a little iffy outside of here. There's a few guys who decided they'd rather go fight somewhere else.
Sean Solis,
Marquise, Diarra
Culpepper's ours now.
Obando.
Hey, Diarra Culpepper might be in that running here after Dallas. Alex Rago as well.
You know, when's Oscar Herrera coming back?
Moisty.
The best nickname of the year.
Yeah, he's working on some shit in Colorado.
There's a contender for the best name. Well, Yum Yum.
Golly, that sounds like an Asian nickname.
It does.
Olivia Beerley.
Yum Yum.
Yum Yum. Hey, I'm not mad at her. That's a great nickname. Yum Yum.
It fits. It works. You know, I mean, I don't think any of the fellas in the crowd would disagree with that. That saw her Sunday.
So
I'd like to see Walker fight Silva. I think that'd be a good one too.
Eddie and Silva's a better fight.
Oh, I'm not saying there isn't a better one. I'm just saying,
that fight. We offered that to Eddie, and
Walker.
it's still on the board. I talked to Eddie yesterday, and he says that he's hoping he's only going to be out for a week and get back at it. And if he does, he wants to fight in March. And if he does fight in March,
him and Silva.
I like that. I like the fight for him still.
Too,
Hey, so
Eddie's still
Fury
in the
73
running.
wraps up our run at Cowboys. And now we are headed to the Boeing Techport Center or Techport Arena. Have you guys seen this venue that we've been posting about?
I've seen pictures of it. Eric shared a couple
It's
of
beautiful.
pictures with me.
What if we want to go back to Cowboys for like old time's sake?
I think we should do that.
I think we should once-
like an old time, maybe
maybe once every 5 years?
Once a year, yeah. Once a year. And
We can do some Challenger Series there.
Arena, like we did back in the
Nah,
day.
I'm not
like
doing
old
that
school,
shit.
we're like kicking up
Out there
dust.
on the dirt?
Nah.
So hey, if you want to fight, go do it in the bullpen.
Yeah.
What if we just set up a parking lot brawl at Cowboys?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
No, I think I should just put a second cage in the dirt
yeah.
and just let the fans go at it.
Easy.
Oh, whenever they just hustle them over to the cage?
Yeah, just, hey, guys, don't throw them out the building. Let them go get their shit out and then bring them back.
That's hilarious.
I like it.
But that's
watch the shit
overtime
out
though
of
for the team sitting up, bringing down.
So how many events have you done at Cowboys over the years?
Yeah, man, the first one was when?
At least a couple of years.
You
Since
announced the first one.
since 2015. That was the first one.
Was it?
Yeah. It was
We
like
did.
January, February, maybe. It was early 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we've had 8 years.
At least a couple of years since then. Well,
So let's just say 3 a year for 8 years. About 25 shows.
Nice.
25 at Cowboys.
I think
Remember those early days where I guess there was a promotion that was running there before us that was like starting problems for us, trying to
PCG.
we're exclusive. This is our exclusive agreement.
There was a promotion called Premier
Yep.
Combat
I remember them.
Group or something.
So
shit.
at one point at Legacy, we had, I cannot remember her name. This lady was working for us before River came along. Before I hired River, we had this other
What's
lady.
your name, Andrea?
No, not that evil ghoul. But the lady who she worked for us for 1 or 2 shows, she went to that PCG company, and she's the one that kind of got them into Cowboys and doing all that stuff. Like, but I cannot remember her name. But
Those dudes made it hard for us.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
That's,
what her name is.
if you think about every, and I'm going to go on this little detour,
Yeah.
but if you think about everything I've tried to do, whether it be Fury or submission, there's always been some piece of shit
There's
that makes
always-
it hard for me.
There's
Like,
always an obstacle to overcome. Like they felt like that Cowboys was their territory, and I remember the GM that was there at the time for that first event, like talking to you, and like it wasn't my conversation to have, but dude, he was like saying, "Man, you really packed this place, man. As far as I'm concerned,
He wanted to be my best friend after that.
Yeah, you can run here quarterly for all I care, blah blah." And then that other mess popped up, and Cowboys like, well, we got to hold off on that because we got this other thing in place. But they weren't doing nearly the numbers that we were. We packed the place. I think they brought in
But they were running all
150 or
amateur
whatever.
cards, man, and like.
Yeah. So Cowboys wasn't happy with it, but they felt beholden to that agreement. But we worked through it, and eventually we were running there quarterly like they wanted us to.
It's just like in every business, you have to deal with some dumb fuck.
There's always somebody that wants to protect their spot. And that's understandable.
Earn your spot.
Yeah, you got to work for it. You can't argue with somebody.
Earn, not given.
It's my spot already. Well, not if they
Come on, man.
give it to somebody else.
take that shit. We I was thinking about some memories at Cowboys, and a few fights for me stood out. If you guys, I'm sure you guys remember them as I say them, but CJ Vergara and Sean Solis was there when he hit that spinning back kick to the flying knee against the cage.
That's one of
CJ
CJ's best highlight reels.
CJ
right there.
Vergara and Jonathan Martinez fought in the dirt.
Yes.
You weren't there yet.
No, I wasn't there yet for that. But I
That
remember
was the
fight.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Fury
remember
3.
that.
So we had
Oh man. Good times.
for when I wasn't with Fury, we had Richard Odom and Jared Vandera for Legacy, and it was one of the bloodiest fights I've ever seen. Like Odom split Vandera open, and he bled from the first second to the
Odoms
last
was
bell.
such a monster.
Oh,
for a
yeah,
while,
dude.
bro.
So nice.
He was like
Former
the number
legacy
one
heavyweight
heavyweight,
champ.
and he got signed to the UFC.
and he was already 67 years old when he got signed.
Odoms is just
Odoms and Adams happened at Cowboys.
Yep. Do you remember? Wasn't Macario and Shaquem the first fight there?
no.
Wasn't the first Macario and Shaquem fight? Or was
They
that the
were
second
number-
one?
They were in Humble.
I thought they fought at Cowboys one time.
I don't think Macario fought at Cowboys.
I'm pretty sure he did.
But
I'm
Gabe
gonna
did?
look
Gabe
this
fight.
up. I'm gonna look this up.
I know
'cause-
Shaquem fought Josh Rosen and Shaquem. No, not Rosen. What was that kid's name? It was one of the kids from Ohana.
Johan Estevez there. Not too
He
long
did.
ago.
But Shaquem fought another kid from Ohana, and they beat the shit out of each other. Shaquem's that guy.
Yeah.
Shaquem's always that guy.
Shaquem's little the little rubber wedding band thing that fighters wear in the fights. It flew off during that fight.
He had it under his gloves.
It bounced
That's a faithful man.
Right in front of me at the table. I picked it up and held on to it. I think it's still in my truck somewhere.
He's like, I'm wearing my wedding ring under my gloves.
I know, baby, I'm still married. Don't worry.
Let me see that. Go back to Shaquem.
Yeah.
What's this kid's name that he fought?
What year would it have been?
Keep going down.
Bob Bradshaw?
Devin Cowan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He fought Devin Cowan at Cowboys right here. And, man, they were back and forth. That was a good scrap.
And I still am going to give my favorite fight there, Loham and Ivy.
Yeah.
Like that was a crazy fight. Back and forth. Fight. So many submissions.
Yeah.
That was a super fun fight, man. But yeah, I'm not saying we're completely done with Cowboys. I think we'll definitely do some shows there. But as we grow, moving on, man, like you got to add more space. You got to get bigger.
Click on here. Let's see this event and see what other fights were on that card.
On 38, this is Vergara and Solis. That was that stupid yellow Joseph Aguilar pro debut.
Rich doesn't like the yellow mat.
I hated it. Eddie Torres and Caleb Peter.
Oh, you know what was a good fight was Gleason and Victor Martinez.
Yeah. Christian Lear and David Waters. Shout out to Christian Lear. I think he's still alive. Arturo, Brandon. It was a good card. I hated that canvas, man.
I love it.
The yellow?
Yeah.
God, it looks like someone just pissed mustard on it. It looks terrible.
Jeez.
I meant, man, it was a great choice.
It was a great alternative canvas, right? I mean, I remember whenever Eric first got that, I saw it in Humble. It was the first time he used it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like way different than what we're used to. He's like, man,
Cage Warriors, baby.
Isn't this badass?
Listen, it was supposed to be just for amateur shows.
Right, I remember that being the premise.
That's what it was supposed to be for. And then we go into Cowboys, and the big cage don't fit on
the dance floor.
So it's like, fuck. And that was I think that was the only show we used that at Cowboys.
I think so.
The one where CJ knocked out Solis.
Yeah, so I was like, damn it, man. So we had to actually leave and go get the small cage and bring it back.
Dude, I remember you telling me about that.
Dude, it was a nightmare.
People
don't see all that shit.
To Houston to get the cage that
drive
would
back to
fit.
Houston at 4 a.m.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Come back at 8, have to be set up by 12 to get this shit going.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Where the fuck were you, Rich?
Hey, I was cornering Christian Lear in that fight. I took a few pictures.
You didn't even know that we had to do that, did you?
No, I didn't care.
I
was like, and even right now, it didn't bother me at all. You guys didn't bother me at all. You guys had to make that drive.
Well, I didn't make the drive.
Hey, so this weekend 2-5, we have literally one of the biggest cards we've ever done. This is a massive card.
I feel like I said that last week.
We keep saying it.
So Dallas, we got 35.
Yeah, we have 9
submission hunter. Or what,
we have
man?
9 fights on the main pro card right now. Headlined, of course, by Peter Caballero and Cameron Smotherman for the 135 title.
For the Bantamweight Championship. I'm really looking forward to that one. 2 of my favorite 135ers, man. One of them has to lose. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's hard. We all get to know these guys so well, and you watch them literally grow up. Like you watch a guy like even Peter. I know he looks like he's 1,000 years old, but he's not.
Yeah.
Like you watch these guys.
It's a cowboy life.
Yeah, man. You watch them from amateurs grow up in front of your face, and now here it is. Cameron Smotherman's fighting for the title with a shot to literally go to the UFC after this. Like all of our champions go. That's just how it is. Co-main event: Albert Trujillo and Anthony Canzano. A shot at Josh Van hangs in the balance here, man. We did tell Trujillo with a win. We'd give him a title shot. He's earned it, man. He's beat everybody else. Isaac Moreno and Keenan Jackson. This is going to be a scrap.
Oh shit, that's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Matthias Camillo and Jake Heffernan.
Hey, the grinder's back in the cage. I like it.
I got Pablo Sabori taking on Santiago Guzman.
Scorpion King.
Aaron Phillips and Zach Reese. Zach Reese may be the best 185 not signed in the UFC. He is a monster, and everyone, whether it's Alex Morano or Trevin Giles or all of his coaches, can't stop raving about this guy. He is massive at 85, and he is a scary, scary man. Shane Torres taking on Abdul Kamara. Kamara coming out of the MMA lab with John Crouch. So, we're starting to get some of these Arizona guys coming out here now. And Shane Torres, a really decorated grappler, going to have a hard time here with Abdul Kamar. These are two studs. Le'Veon Lewis taking on Jacoby Smith.
Come on, man. Studs, man. Jacoby Smith stepping back in the cage.
You see they did that extra rounds on him last week? Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing him get back in there and do his thing.
And then, of course, kicking it off, we got the returning Paris Moran taking on Jose Ceja.
Ooh.
Yeah. Dude,
Paris Moran's last fight was Van, right?
Yes.
He hasn't been in the cage since. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he comes back from
Listen to this undercard. This prelim undercard has got fight of the night almost every fight. You got Tony Toro and Cyron Harrison. That's going to be a war.
Yeah, nice.
Gabriel Wanderlei and Karan Reed.
That's that right there is a scrap. A lot of people don't know about it. Both of these dudes are 1-0.
Yep.
And everybody's saying the guy who wins that fight is going to be a UFC champ one day. That's a good scrap.
Jacob Romero, Michael Capone, Isaiah Torres, Dominic Perez, and Dimas Chapas and Zay Garcia. Dimas Chapas is another guy. He was 6-1 as an Emmy and took his first loss against Gabriel Wanderlei. But those three guys, Chapa, Wanderlei, Karan Reed, I mean, you could be looking at 3 future UFC title contenders. I mean, they're all that good. So it'll be really interesting to see how this night goes. Man, I'm excited for this weekend.
We're excited for every weekend.
There's a lot of weekends. Hey, we have an off weekend next weekend.
And we're going to Tulsa.
Shit.
Remember that?
That's all right. We do go to Tulsa soon.
We're going to Tulsa Tuesday. Hey, but this will make
for a future event.
5th.
Or are you just going to gamble?
No, yeah, we're going to look at the Hard Rock.
Yeah,
this is the 5th weekend in a row, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
5 weeks in a row.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout
I need a
out.
scouting report, please. Thanks.
I want to give a quick shout out to us at Fury. We had more nationwide coverage over this event than we really have ever had. We
Shout
had
out to UFC Fight Pass.
Even more than Herpes Guy?
Even more than Herpes Guy.
All right.
Fight Pass.
Yeah, y'all didn't see me on Jimmy Kimmel? Come on, man.
Fight Pass has shared more of our stuff and been behind us more than they ever have.
Yeah.
Eric, this week you've been interviewed by MMA Junkie. You got an interview coming up with TJ DeSantis.
I did it yesterday.
Nice.
How'd that go? Can you not talk about that yet? It'll air before this drops.
It should drop tomorrow.
I mean, the momentum has never been stronger than it is right now. And I can't say just how proud I am of us and what this company is doing and what each and every person here, your role in it, except for Sijin. Each and every person, your role is so important at every show.
Except for Sijin
and Jeremy.
And Brian Duvall.
Except for Brian and Sam.
They don't really do anything.
Really, it's just us 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do it all.
Really, it's just us. Hey,
Right on cue,
speaking
Brian Duvall. He was listening at the door.
All right.
I know they're going to say my name at
So,
some
Brian,
point.
we're ranking our favorite and our least favorite massage parlors that cater to white guys. So, what would be your number 1?
So says the guy with the OnlyFans sweatshirt.
Diego's going to be the guy who ranks it because he's the most familiar.
So we were doing strip clubs, but Diego went straight to St. James, and really no one else had anything to say after that.
I mean, it's not like, 1998 anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Diego likes bushes.
He was saying he saw you at Fantasies, though. I don't know if you guys.
Was that the one across the street from Cowboys?
Yeah.
That's the men's club?
That's the men's club.
Yeah, that's the men's club.
Where do you think Tony Garcia went straight to?
I'm assuming he went there.
I feel like we all needed to go to the men's club after that one, man.
After the last
one at Cowboys.
The only massage chain I've been to is Massage Envy.
I know.
This is
hook, line,
that's
and sinker.
That's the widest.
Okay,
you know what I love about Rich? Rich
what
can
is that
fucking
code
pivot.
What
We
is
go
Massage
from
Envy code
one
for?
direction to another, man.
That is the widest answer you could have given us.
Hey, what is it code for? Massage give me.
No, that's
massage give me.
That's to
Yeah, you get a free jar of mayonnaise.
I caught your blink.
No,
I caught your blink. No, that's good. I like it. Yeah.
That's to relieve the stress of my back after sitting in the director's chair after 25 fights.
Yeah, sure.
We have 32 in Dallas.
Okay, pal.
We're gonna start at 2 in the afternoon in Dallas.
Hey, at least we were able to
10:30
get done early today. Last time.
It's all good.
Sunday. We didn't get early done.
What day is it? I have no
I don't
idea
even know.
what day it is even.
Is
It's
that
all-
Howler kicking in?
It's all blending together at this point.
I'm managing my Howler today. I'm not like pouring it back like it was last week. So it's not the Howler talking yet.
Not yet.
I am excited about Cam Smotherman this weekend though. because every time we do a show with him and he's on the main card, like he's TV gold.
Yeah,
that kid is TV gold.
No
Yeah, he
way. He is. No, I agree. I'm being playful. I threw Brian. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He is TV gold.
You know why he's TV
gold.
gold is because he mimics a lot of Giannis. Like, that's his main training partner. And Giannis is TV gold. When Giannis shows up to fight in the UFC, he's going to bring some heat.
Right.
Yeah.
And Cameron's doing that right now on the regional level. So imagine when they're both on the same UFC card. Bro.
He's got a great look. He's got a great fan base.
You saying he's sexy?
Talent to back it up. Yes, he's got universal appeal.
Yeah, we want him to
How's
stay
that?
married.
Yeah.
We want he just had a new baby.
Hey,
Like, we want
that's
him.
all
We
well
want
and
to keep his
good,
family
but
together.
I'm not trying to separate a marriage. I'm just saying, women will pay to see him and men want to be him. He's a great fighter,
There you go.
and that's TV gold right there, man.
Yeah.
He's a good promo too. He can talk a little bit
Yeah, he
too,
can.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the main event spot this weekend.
and he's the babyface killer.
There's 120 tickets left.
You guys would be lucky. Get him.
TV.
Fury
Get 'em
FC
now.
got
Tickets.
TV, baby. Is
Get
this
'em
going to
now.
drop today?
Yes.
Are we live?
No, we're not.
We live right
I
now?
would like to be live.
I want to be
Oh,
live.
see,
Which one is my camera?
Eric.
Are we live?
Which
Eric
one is-
says that every time
Both
he
of
wants
them.
to be live,
Both
and
of them.
Diego agrees with it that he wants to be live. I don't know how I feel about going live.
I want to go live.
If we go live and then we say some shit, there's
do
no
the next
edit
one.
button.
That's
Like,
okay.
It gets out there.
It's all right.
I regret nothing I've ever said.
Hey,
that
we
I
can
will
always
say.
go delete it.
No, hey, neither do I. But there's
Yeah.
always things like, man, if we didn't say that, then this would have been. It would have been better if we didn't say that.
We could always delete it.
Yeah, I don't know.
he can always.
Not
delete
if
it.
we're
Diego
live.
can always hide it.
But not if we're live, sir. And that's my point.
Tape delay.
Well, they'll hear it. What are they going to do? Go try and you can't rewind it while we're
I'm
live.
not going to say the thing, but if
thing.
certain things make it out onto the air, then it's like, oh, owner of Fury FC said
I think
what?
he's talking about the racist shit he said earlier.
About
I
the
think-
massage spa?
Yeah. Yeah. He said
Oh,
something
yeah,
about
yeah.
ching chong my balls. I don't know what he meant by that. I don't know what he meant by that. Why is everyone so uncomfortable?
That's Diego's. That's Diego.
That's Diego's
hey,
impression.
Hey, me
that's
and Brian
Diego's.
Duval, we know
That's
why we're
Diego being
uncomfortable. We're
racist.
like,
Not-
hey.
That's not us being racist. That's Diego being racist.
Look at his little eyes. He's drunk.
Which oil, sir?
For those of y'all that
Diego's like-
don't know, that was Brian Duval. He's the producer for our
producer
Fight
for
Pass
our
events.
live events.
Does a shitty job.
Premier member at Massage
the
Envy.
voice in my head.
No,
Brian
Brian's a
Duval.
great dude. He handles
Yeah,
business
I love
for
Brian,
us.
man.
When y'all watch Fury FC, it's brought to you by Brian Duval.
All right, Brian's gone.
If,
Fuck
if
that
you
guy.
ever catch
Listen.
me like on camera,
Yeah.
like thrown off, it's because he said some shit in my ear that
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm trying not to repeat over the live microphone.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah, where were we, man? That's what I love about Rich. He can pivot. He can go from whatever we're talking about right into like a gravel road discussion, like drop of a hat, and not miss a beat.
My brain has no other abilities in it. This is all I got is
Remember that
speaking.
poor kid in the
All he
Uber,
does is work.
in Denver? Like it was our first trip to Denver together, and we were riding out to the venue together, and that poor kid, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know.
yeah.
This somebody was with us and he was all jacked up.
Yeah, I just picked a kid up on the side.
Yeah,
of the
just a
road.
random-
He was driving an Uber.
He was driving
and,
an
and we
Uber.
were on our
Oh,
way
he
out there,
Ubered.
and he's just trying to make small talk. Yes, where are you guys going? And Rich, porn convention. Yeah, we sell porn. And I think Rich is probably trying to size me up, test me out. So I'm like,
Yeah, Wade
dildos.
hopped right on in.
Big dildos.
Yeah.
If your girlfriend's into that kind of thing, dude, we just kind of like we're feeding off.
Or
each other.
you, or if you're into it, it's fine.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the
And
whole
waiting.
ride there. We were stuck in traffic. Is the one where
yeah.
where the lady Miss Jeannie was like, throwing everybody under the bus about how not professional they were.
He
'cause
got-
they were showing up late and like, dude, the freeway is literally at a standstill. So for like
It had to be our first event.
It might have been a second.
first or second, I think it might have
Yeah.
been our second Denver event. But yeah, man, that
was a fun ride.
Rich Burmaster, dude, he made that ride bearable. Where otherwise I would have been like, trying to put my head through a window.
They got Derek Lewis fights this weekend, huh?
Have y'all seen Derek Lewis lately?
Yes.
Dude, is he like at 185 now? Where's he gonna fight?
Listen, please don't. Y'all don't test Derek.
He's smaller.
Like,
He's smaller than Rich.
USADA, stay away from Derek. Let that man be. Like,
He looks
no,
healthy, man.
hey, seriously, he looks amazing. He looks
Yeah,
amazing.
he's dropped a ton of weight, lean, mean, and ready to do some damage.
He does. He looks a little smaller than you. What are you about? 275?
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Oh man,
He's gotta be-
That was like personal.
That was
at
personal.
you, man.
What is he?
Yeah.
Right at me.
What is he?
I ain't got-
He needs you to answer that. I mean,
What are you, Rich? 270.
I'm like 245.
When?
Oh, this bullshit promotion brought to you by
275.
Howler Head.
That's just brutal, man.
I know. It's
Howler Head,
Dude, if
Fury.
you're 275, I'm like
OnlyFans.
240.
OnlyFans, baby.
On UFC
OnlyFans.com.
Fight Pass.
Get your Fury fighting. Pick up your
I didn't get any shit this week, so you know.
Private label.
private label bag. Oh, while you're out there. Space City Collective.
Look at that. Look at this.
Ooh, yeah,
Look
dude,
at
I'm getting a
on, man.
pair
My
of
Sheath
fives.
I think I do have Sheath underwear on.
I'm getting my black fives
Sheath
from
underwear
Space
on?
City Collective this
Oh,
Sunday.
you gonna get the fives?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting them, dude. They made a post the other day, dude. I hit Christian up right with, dude. Are those still available? It's like,
Those were like my.
They should be.
what year
Second
did I
pair.
have?
That's my second pair. It's
I'm
like
trying
90,
to- I'm trying to remember
91.
what year. Yeah.
It's
So
like
I
90,
was-
91 is right around there. Because the sixes came out, I think, 92, and I didn't get those.
Which ones are the black fives? They have the concrete on this, like the very bottom,
The
like
elephant
this?
print, like that, or the concrete.
On the very bottom.
And it's kind of like the.
Do they have the 23
fire.
on the side?
Yes.
That's those.
And-
Those are
my
the
favorite.
those are the originals.
And the little.
Because they made some after that
net on
didn't
the
have the
side.
23 on
Yep.
them. Yeah, those weren't the
I'm
originals.
trying. The ones that I had, I don't think had the 23 on them.
The ones you had.
The ones I had back in the day, yeah.
Well, those were the first ones that came out with
I
the
know,
23.
Dude, I was like,
You had
eighth
those.
grade, whatever I was.
Yeah. Brian, what you
Second
rocking
pair of
over there?
Jordans
Brian,
ever.
you got some Jordans?
Have you ever owned a
Cole Haans.
pair of Air Jordans, Brian Duval?
Nope.
Nah,
Brian's
that doesn't
got the Cole
surprise me. I'm
Haans.
not surprised, motherfucker.
Hey, Cole Haan,
first
powered
one?
by Nike. A lot of their shoes have Nike Air inserts inside of them.
Some of them do. Some of them have Adidas.
Got the Cole Haan.
Adidas is racist. We don't deal with those stupid Germans.
Hey, if you're listening to our
Not going
podcast,
there,
go
brought to you by,
follow our
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, subscribe.
Hey, look, it's free right now.
How long is it going to be free?
I'm maybe another couple weeks. Giving out some free tickets. Message us once you join it. Message us on Instagram. Let us know you joined our OnlyFans. I'll go and verify, and then I'll get you a set of tickets. The next 20 people that do it.
It depends on how the person that joins looks,
Okay.
You can give them a shout out on
right?
the broadcast.
Yeah. Shout out to Sijin Dirty Latin Currying
They
for
should
getting.
send
Oh, that's a
nudes.
different
They
OnlyFans.
should
I'm
send
sorry.
nudes also for the free tickets, I think.
Send nudes.
Yeah. Send nudes.
Send nudes to
Send nudes to at Wayne. What is
At
Wayne?
J. Wayne Leggett.
J. Wayne.
Richie Smooth Nuts. Send
Yeah,
nudes to
yeah.
Richie Smooth
Go
Nuts.
to at richiesmoothnuts.com and send that there. Fellas, it's been another great show. I can't wait this weekend. 2-5 is going to be a blast. We'll have the Howler Head pouring.
2.5, 217,
outside of the tech
17.
zone.
324, 326.
317.
Oh yeah, 317.
Cali booked my flight
Going
last
back
night.
to Cali. Cali.
Cali.
You flying to the right airport this time?
Yeah.
I told him
Got
that.
all that squared away.
Flying at the same time we do?
Yep, same flight and everything.
All right.
Well, last time I got on the same flight, it cost me a lesser. That's fine. I got it squared away.
All right, fellas. Yeah. Diego, you got anything else before we go hit the massage parlor?
Nope.
You look a little tipsy. You all right?
You look stiff, if you know what I'm saying.
That's what
stiff.
sober Diego looks like.
You look stiff.
You know, I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity hanging out with you guys and being part of the Fury family. You know, I'm honored to be part of it.
Our
you know?
adopted drum
That means
uncle.
we'll see him Saturday and
Yeah.
Sunday now.
Yeah, you're gonna be there, right?
Yeah, you're going to be there now, right? I mean, you're so honored to be a
need
part
you,
of the family.
Diego.
What are we
We
supposed to
need
do if
you.
you're not there, man?
Yeah, man, we need
Okay,
you.
if you're not going to be there, who's stepping in to fill your shoes?
Nobody.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Nobody can fill this man's shoes.
so if there's any technical problems with
Nobody can fill
the
this
thing
man's
this
shoes.
Sunday, man, I mean, it's because Diego's not there.
Que sera, sera.
All right, Wayne, get
Fuck
us
you
out of
guys.
here, man.
Hey, guys. Time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.